Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'll even start off by saying please subscribe and like if you enjoy my content that you try. Right now I'm just doing some cooking. I'm making up a rice dish, and yeah, I like to cook with this cast iron pan. It's once you learn how to take care of them, it's pretty easy to. I'd say once you learn how to take care of them, they're pretty easy to look after. So I've already done ground chicken and onions. There's my coffee. Gotta have my coffee every morning. Or right now I'm just more enjoying the cream. the special flavors of creams. Last month I actually found didn't think I'd get my hands on one, but I did. Pumpkin spice flavor. So I just had to make a video, guys. I watch because I watch Rick Farron's channel, and last week when he was talking about one of the newer developments, or a couple weeks ago, of the low attendance at the meetings, how the attendance seems to be dying off. Man, for me, I wonder why. I wonder why really. I think it goes beyond the effects of COVID. I mean, what I mean by that is I know, meeting attendance was dwindling before that, yes, but COVID just... I would just put it, in the terms, it was a blessing and a curse for Watchtower at the same time. Or wait, no, I should say a blessing for the members, in the sense that they didn't have to go to meetings, and some of them suddenly had more time to do more research, and you don't have to go out preaching. Man, I think I would have been happy about no preaching, but I was kind of one of those. Sometimes I like to say I'm a little weird. I like to go to meetings in person. I honestly don't know how I would have, after several weeks of doing it, I probably would have not liked doing it through just Zoom, but that's just me. And yeah, it's just helped many to open up their eyes to see what the Watchtower really is, how they hide child abuse and they can't even apologize, and it's yet, what's stupid about that is the consequences that they're, and the way they're punished by the world is, they'd rather pay a daily fine than to admit that they have a problem. I'm like, wow. Because they don't want their name all tarnished and dragged through the mud, and yet that's what's starting to happen anyway. So you didn't really stop that, did you guys? Watchtower, I mean. It's just... Said even now that things have slowly opened up, where I live, pretty much all restrictions are gone. They lifted the masking mandates earlier this year, so I enjoy working without having to wear a mask. Because, oh man, I was in and out of work during COVID because the type of work that I do, that area had to be shut down temporarily a few times. So, and then there was one time, I'd be back for a month or two, then they would shut it down again. not the whole place, just what pertains to what I did. Like, of course, but anyways, there was a time I had to wear a mask, a face shield, and gloves. And it was a type of face shield that like covered my ears so I couldn't hear as good. Plus there's one thing about face shields, or at least the one I was wearing, that I don't think a lot of people realize, that till you gotta wear one, if you get a reflection from the inside of it. And I could still see mostly well, just having a reflection from the inside of it was a little annoying. So yeah, here it's I don't like where I live with the government. It's because where I am, it's a higher population, higher densities of population than the other areas. That's what's doing it here. But so far I am happy. Like, yes, so far the top doctors have said we're not, at least for right now, we're not gonna bring back the mask mandates, because what's going on in my area is it's not the COVID doing it. It's RSV and the flu, the seasonal flu. We're having it's kind of horrible to see. They're working on trying to take care of it. We're having a huge influx of children getting sick with RSV and flu, and there's a couple hospitals like they're like almost at 150-200% capacity. It was on the news. There was one that almost had to be taken to Buffalo just to get a bed, but thankfully they got a bed here. But anyways, like, I think COVID certainly scared a lot of the witnesses. There's a lot of people that not only just don't want to go back because they don't want to get vaccinated or wear a mask. I don't even know if they have to wear masks at their meetings. But, like, I think a lot are just, they've taken the time. There's probably more, I think there's more PMOs now than ever. And just decided, no, I ain't going back. I don't want to go back. But another point that Rick Farron mentioned, and a lot of people that like feed him the news have mentioned, which is something that I like to say, like, I thought of that too, so like I was right. That's one thing I was thinking of, so I think I was like spot on that, being a lot of the more loyal witnesses in many parts of the world. I'd like to think more so in Canada and the U.S. There's a bigger proportion of witnesses. I'll bet there's a pretty high percentage of them that are older, like elderly. And it's that, like, baby boomers. I'd say a good percentage of witnesses are over 60, very likely. Alright, just checking on my food for a minute. Okay. Are over 60, and they tend to be the more loyal ones, the more faithful ones, the ones that would come to the meetings more and go out and service more. And now those ones some are deciding, nope, I'm not going back. But on top of that too, just, I think they're dying off. And what many former witnesses have brought out, I agree with. I think the dynamics of the witnesses is definitely changing. of how they operate or what they're trying to change themselves into. I think it's definitely changing. Oh yeah, their your Kingdom Halls have been pretty empty for a while too. Like not many there. And it's like we're in tough financial times. People have to pay their bills and buy food and live, and yet Watchtower is, nope, give us all your money. We're going to sell off this Kingdom Hall so that you guys have to drive even further to get to a meeting at another Kingdom Hall. And we're going to get rid of Zoom because we want you guys to come in person. But hey, we're having our first in-person conventions in a few years, right? It's crazy. You know, another thing about the meetings, like it's the same stuff, just gradually repeated over. Like even I was in long enough to see that kind of thing happen. Like, oh man, I could tell you like how many of the talks was like when it came to certain subjects they would. I kind of wish I had recordings of it. Like they would essentially just bring out the same points. Like they can't even think of anything new. And you know how much of the midweek meetings focus on preaching, and though nobody wants to do that right now. I don't. As for the carts, I have not seen any lately in my area. So yeah, I don't have any. I wish I could give a like suggestion, but no, I don't know. For my area, it could just be that it's getting colder and they've suspended the carts for the time being. I don't know, but as to what the real reason is, I don't know. I mean, one thing I will say about the carts is, Watchtower, they might be realizing a little bit that it just, that makes the witnesses that do it, like, kind of just sitting ducks for apostates to come, you know, to approach. So yeah, I just want, you know, I think I will agree with a lot of the former witnesses and all you other guys. Yeah, the Watchtower is continuing to go downhill. The members are leaving. They're not growing anymore like they used to. That's why they got rid of the yearbook. That's why they're selling off Kingdom Halls. Or at least part of the reason. I'll just conclude this video by saying, like, I'm from time to time I like to just like hypothetically in my head, like, is there any way I could ever bring myself to like return or go back? And it's like, no. Like, ugh, no. It's not worth it to go back for the fake friendships, but then you're being taught lies and deceived and manipulated, and no, I can't put up with all that stuff anymore. Plus, I have a new congregation and new friends in that sense now, so I don't want to give that up. I like it. And I'd say I'm learning better overall about the scriptures and how to be spiritual, whereas Watchtower is more, you know, just give us all your money and get your butt out there preaching. So, anyways, guys, that's all I wanted to say for this video. Thanks for watching. again, like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks. Bye.